just been one of those weeks. It really has. Gonna start on the adult juice straight away, I think, today. Here we go then. Good evening, welcome to another episode of Easy 8's Online Painting Club. My name's Danny, and I'm sorry for the delayed start. It has been a heck of a week. So I'm starting on the grown-up juice just a little bit earlier today. It's a really strong one, so I'm just going to add a bit more. Just bear with me. Do you know, I was hoping to start this, with a little bit of drama, going, oh, what a week that I've had. But what a week I have had. Anyway, welcome to the show. I hope that, if you're new here, that you have some fun, that you experience new things, you make new friends, that you get some painting done. If you don't know what we do here, we're just a painting club. We're nothing special. We're not like a tutorial. There's loads of that stuff out there already. So if you want to go and learn how to do stuff, go and find some cool people, learn how to do some bits and pieces, and then bring all the cool tips back here. You can make some new friends over here. You can join in the live chat with these crazy bunch who've been talking, chatting, waiting eagerly away over there. But of course, if you do like what we do please consider subscribing to the show. Every subscriber goes a long way to making the community grow, and if you want to make more friends, then go share Easy 8's name, go tell a friend, put a poster up at work or something like that, wear a t-shirt with Easy 8 on it, get people talking, bring people into the fold. We're about 9 people away from 200, and some of my viewers out there have been saying, oh, I bet it's going to go mental at 200. I wonder, does the algorithm change at 200? All hail the algorithm. Of course, you get to subscribe. You can do a thumbs up for the video. You should do a thumbs up now. I'll wait. Just down there somewhere. Just do a thumbs up. That'd be great. Thanks very much. And you can also comment as well. So if you're watching back later on, you can comment on the show. I read everything that comes in through on Facebook, on Instagram, here on YouTube. You can also talk to me at the end of the evening as well on the Discord Easy 8 After Party. And there's links to all of our platforms just down there, alongside a load of links with a load of people who I really like the stuff that they do. So if you want to go and check out some people who Easy 8 support, go and have a click on those links down there. Don't do it now though, because tonight's for painting. That's what this is all about. So if you've got a big mountain of grey shame, today, get your brushes out, get your paints out, let's get some colour on it all. That's what it's all about, isn't it? Overlord says merch. Do you know what? When we get past the 200 mark, I will genuinely start looking at releasable merchandise. How's that for you? I never really thought it was a viable thing when we were in the lower subscriber amounts, because you might have one person that buys it and it's just, is it worth the hassle? I don't know. But if people are genuinely interested in some Easy 8 merch, then I will deeply consider it. But you get me to 200. You get me to 200 subscribers, I'll let the cats in this studio. I know that Crumbs is going to be watching this at least later on. It's going to be going like, yeah, the cats. And we've gone down a little bit. Subscriber counts, they go up, they go down, and that's fine. But if you get me to 200, I'll bring the cats in here and I'll start looking at making some merch for you guys to wear out there. I feel a little bit distracted today because it has been a blinder of a week, an utter blinder, but also brand new headset. It's identical to the old one, but they've just been worn so much. They're just starting to die. They were dropped some years ago, and sometimes they just kind of turn off, and the battery was starting to not charge properly. It was just kind of running out halfway through a show and being a bit finicky. So I got some new ones. I had those last week. They were refurbed ones, and they didn't work very well. So the microphone, it would work, but I couldn't hear my own voice. And I really need that so that I can hear my own voice when I'm doing a show, because otherwise it's like being underwater. It's really bizarre. And I've got these ones. These are brand new. They're really tight. They hurt my head a little bit, so there's going to be a little bit of shifting around or whatever. But the microphone needs to be positioned here, and now I can hear myself a little bit better. There we go, cool. You come through on this one, but you hear me through here. And that's what has taken me so long this evening. So I'm really sorry about the late start. I just had a catastrophic audio failure. Well, do you know what? The guys down in IT, the only way to solve that sort of problem is just by turning it all off and on again. And then I had to reset everything up. So I'm really sorry for being late. It's not normally like that. So if you are new, please do subscribe. Don't run away. It is a shambles, but it's not normally this bad. There we go, let's get rid of the subscribe thing. You know what to do. Subscribe if you want to. It would make my day. Please subscribe and get me to 200 so that you guys can see the cats and experience some merchandise. Anyway, what has happened this week? So on Tuesday I had a car crash. And that's not like, oh, the show that you ran was a car crash. No, I was literally in my car and I had a big car accident. It wasn't a massive car accident, and I'm not hurt. Yeah, fortunately. So I was at work, and at lunchtime I thought, well, rather than take myself in a packed lunch like I normally do, I'll drive to the nearest town. It's only a mile away. Took some friends with me, and I didn't get very far out from work. I went around the corner. It had been raining in the morning, and we've had a spate of sun, and the roads get greasy, they get slick after a little bit of rain. Well, you've had a dry period, excuse my voice. And I was turning a big corner, and the corner didn't stop, and I just managed to spin my car off on the road. If it weren't for the fact that I hit a grassy verge on the other side on a little junction that goes up to a nearby quarry, I reckon I would have been okay. I probably would have spun the car 180 and then sat there, stalled the car or something, and all been like, oh my gosh. But what happens, I hit the grassy verge, and it sent me back onto the other side of the road. So I crossed over onto the wrong side and then back over to my side. Sideswiped, almost T-boned a wall. I hit the wall, but I sideswiped it, and then that bounced me down the road, and I fishtailed for a little while, landed on the grassy verge, and then my airbags deployed, and then we thought the car was on fire. It wasn't, it was just the powder from the airbags, but we've never seen that happen before. And then we got out. We were all pretty much unscathed. My 2 passengers had some seatbelt aches and pains, which is great. It means they did their job. And I got sprained ligaments in my left hand. At no point did I let go of the wheel, and the police who arrived on the scene came and praised me for controlling the vehicle as much as I did. After a little bit of inspection with the police officer, we worked out that had it have gone an inch more to one side or the other, I would have either gone off a 150-foot drop into a river, or I would have been 3 inches the other side and wrapped my headlights around a tree. And I'm not trying to fixate on those little details, because you can sit there and go, oh, what if all day, and then go down some really dark, afterthoughts. And I'm not that guy. I am all right. My car, sadly, is not, and I'm very, very sad about that, because that car is my first and only ever car. I've had it since its first, since I bought it in 2013 is what I'm trying to say. I've had nothing but that car, and we've been on some adventures, and it has its own personality, and I don't like change, and I really struggle to kind of let go, and it felt like it was the closure that I didn't want on an old friend that drove me around all over the country. Sad days, innit? But it went out with a bang, quite literally, and it saved our lives, and it never ever did me wrong, that car. So yeah, I'm alright. Do you know, as far as accidents can go, it was a very, very minor one, and the car doesn't actually look that bad. I mean, it's scuffed up good for sure, but it didn't buckle. Might even be able to salvage it. If it's got a buckled chassis, probably not. The airbags deployed, they'll cost a couple £100 to repair it. No claim was made, and no one else was hurt. No one else was involved, and it was just one of those freak accidents that happen. And I'm here, and to be honest, I've just had a bit of a blinder all week, because even though I didn't stress, I've got a heart rate monitor on my watch, because I'd like to go running a lot, and my heart rate didn't go over 50. I was very, very calm the entire time. In fact, the only time my heart rate went high was after I came back from the hospital, because I went for a checkup, as you should do. I went and got a Domino's pizza, and then it peaks because ooh, pizza. So yeah, it wasn't a traumatic event. I'm just very, very sad that I was in that situation. Put my passengers through that situation, and I've just been experiencing some headaches since, because of the stress, not because of an injury. I suffer from migraines. I haven't had them for about 18 months to 2 years, and this week I've just probably, as I'm just kind of reacclimatizing, is that even the right term? Do you know what I mean? Just kind of coming down a little bit from it all. I don't feel stressed, but I think that the stress kind of just manifests in stress headaches and tension headaches and the like. So today I've been okay. A little bit hazy. Yesterday was a very, very big headache day, and yeah, today much better. Just a little bit hazy. So, without further ado, happy weekend, everybody. Cheers, and here's to everyone's health and safety. So stay safe out there, guys, because it's a dangerous old place, and you don't know when it's going to crop up on you. Oh, that is a really strong one. It was an accidental pour. Yeah, that's about 3 fingers worth. Anyway, look, who have we got in the live chat this evening? We got loads of people. I'm not going to go all the way back to the beginning, because the whole conversation has been happening over the last sort of 20 minutes. I've got Staff, I've got Brethren Table, Top War Games, I've got Table of Horrors, Out of This World Models and Minis, I've got Overlord Games, I've got Kez, I've got Darren. Hi, guys. Brilliant. Beautiful to see you all there. Thank you very much for all your well wishes. I really do appreciate it. Like I say, it wasn't that bad, but do you know what? It could have been a lot worse, right? Stable at Horror says, I've had to wait 7 days and 8 minutes for motivation. I want to raise an issue with the management. I'm so sorry. Your complaint has been logged, and we will get back to you in due course. Out of the World Models and Minis, John from the States. Hi, John. Hope you're doing well, mate. I haven't seen you for a while. Hi, everyone. I'm at work at the moment, but watch the replay when I get home tonight. Nice to see you again, mate. I'm absolutely loving the updates that you've been putting out on your Robotech Battle Mech. I had that action figure when I was a kid as a toy, and I always wondered what had happened to it. And I know that that's Robotech, which is like an anime version offshoot from Battletech, and they made action figures of them all, and it is essentially a mech that is called the Warhammer in Battletech. So I play Battletech. I play most of it online in MechWarrior, and I've played a Warhammer, and yeah, I'm getting some serious nostalgic vibes from that. My action figure, I never painted it. It was like bare plastic, and it was like a beigey sort of yellowy colour, and it had some like green lines as stickers in certain places. Oh, excuse me, that's a bubbly little drink I've got there. Yeah, so like seeing you paint it up it's a real trip down memory lane. So thanks for that, and I'm really looking forward to the video. If anyone wants to go see Out of This World Models and Minis, there's a link just downstairs. Go and check him out because he's super cool and he paints whatever he wants. And I've been watching his progress over the last few years, and he's just getting better every time. Better than me. Keep it real. Who else have we got here? The big mountain of grey shame is what I call the remains of my hair. Do you know what? I'm in that age range, but it's not going grey. I get a few white hairs in my beard, but I'm not going grey. All my family are ginger, so I probably at one point will go probably quite white, I reckon. I burn like a ginger, and I've got it like in the winter. I do come a little bit ginger. Brethren says, work in IT, turning it off and on again fixes most problems 80% of the time. Yeah, I wasn't joking. Like, I know that they made in the UK, the IT Crowd, that TV show. Hello, IT, if you try turning it off and on again, is the solution to most problems. Yeah, for sure. I'm just really sorry that it happened right before the show. Table of Horrors. I'm picturing that scene in Planes, Trains and Automobiles where they're driving down the wrong side of the road. I haven't seen it, and I will go and check it out. I'm not suffering from PTSD. I got in a big van at work earlier on and drove around all over the place. I'm quite happy to drive. It was just a shame, right? Just a shame. One of those things. It couldn't have been controlled. Duncan's Band of Brothers. Hi, Duncan. This is Duncan, ladies and gentlemen. Who is a part of the charity who I've been supporting over the last month, painting up my Sherman M4, who is going to the D-Day landing site at Utah Beach. Now I'm getting all my wires crossed. At Utah, where there's the museum there, to go and celebrate the 80th anniversary of the D-Day landings themselves, and with a huge bolt action board that's in 4 different table sections that my dad Jeff, who is not able to make it this evening, is actually going on holiday this weekend, has actually built Braycourt Manor by building over the top of the Sarissa laser cut MDF models. Absolutely beautiful scenes. That table is looking absolutely brilliant. I've been watching Sarissa build it into their existing boards, and it just made just in time just to go to the UK Games Expo, which is on right now. It's on this weekend, and if you've got a free weekend and you want something to do, go to Birmingham. Do this now, because it is a big show, and Duncan and the Duncan's Band of Brothers will be there with their huge board and lots of other things for you to go and see as well. So go and support this absolutely amazing charity. There's a link to Duncan's Band of Brothers down there because he's affiliated with so many other wonderful and worthy charities and causes that it would take me a whole show to explain it tonight. Please go and check out Duncan's Facebook page and just go and see all the wonderful things that he's doing with this event. And DD80, right? What a wonderful time to celebrate it. So my little Sherman M4, it's called Danny Boy. I've sent it to Duncan. He's received it today, I believe. I'm glad he got there nice and safe, today or yesterday. And it's going to Utah Beach. I'm stoked. I'm so happy and so proud to be a part of this wonderful commemoration. Hi Dan, just wanted to say a massive thank you for the safe arrival of the tanks and your support you provided for Duncan's Band of Brothers project, and I hope you're okay. Yeah, I'm sound, man. I'm just a little sad for my car. Glad you're alright, says Kez. Yeah, I'm cool, dude. I'm alright. Didn't put it through the garage door like you did, though. No, seriously, I really wiped my car out. It's really bad. hello. Glad you're okay, says Darren. Yeah, I'm alright. Yeah, and everyone's saying, I'm glad you're okay. Yeah, I am. I'm fine. Thank you so much. Once the airbags go off, it's normally written off as it can cost thousands to replace. The reason I mention it is because the policeman, Mr. Policeman, sir, thank you very much now, who's very, very helpful and very kind, said that actually sometimes it can just cost a couple £100. If it's just going to cost that much and I can get it done and it just takes a little bit of body work, it's probably cheaper me doing that than buying a new car. But if it's going to be thousands, then yes, of course. I've not made a claim, so, and I wouldn't get anything back because it's a 20-plus-year-old car. It's probably not worth more than £250. £250. What am I trying to talk gangster? £250. Yeah, so there you go. Even more reasons to drive an actual tank to work. You get it for me, I will totes drive it. And I'll go and take out that nasty little road section as well. I guess they'll never make you designated driver again. I'm glad you're okay. Yeah, probably not those two people for sure. Yeah. I wasn't even going fast, man. Just one of those things that happens, right? We all thought the car was on fire, so we all got out. But my passenger on the passenger side in the front, the grassy verge of the tree was stopping the door from opening. So I got out. Now, understand that we thought that the car was on fire. It wasn't. We were just kind of, I suppose, a bit shook up. But all the powder is kind of flowing around inside the cab. And like, okay, check the mirrors. We're safe. Let's all get out of the car. And as I got out, I shut and locked my friend in the car without thinking. And I turned around to see him go, yep, cheers, Danny, thanks very much, as he was roly-polying out from the passenger side across the steering wheel and then pouring himself out into the road. So yeah, in a state of crisis, I remained calm and locked my friend in what I thought was a burning car to die. Sorry, mate, if you're ever watching this. We were fine. Anyway, shall we get on with what it is that we're doing tonight? I'm going to take you over to the workbench. Please subscribe. It would really make my day. It would make my week. I'll hit the buttons in the right order this time. It's just going to be one of them things, isn't it? So, do you know what has actually happened this week? Something that has actually really come up top for me. And I'm so happy that Darren's online right now. Because a couple of weeks ago, you'll remember that my air compressor for my airbrush died. Because it had a big leak in it. I tried to fix it. And there was a manifold that goes into the tank where the pistons pump air through, and basically the screw thread is sheared off inside. Darren got in contact with me after watching the show, got in contact with me on Facebook and said, it's literally my profession, I fix this stuff. So he came over, he came all the way over to my house, picked it up, took it to work with him, and before 9 o'clock the next morning had fixed it. Now it's down there, I don't want to pick it up and show you on the camera, but I will take photos of it because it's really important that I acknowledge the gracious efforts that the community and my friends go to. It works, and he's tested it. It goes to 4 bar, which is like twice as far as I ever would take it. I only ever take it to 35 psi, but I think it goes to 60 without any issues. It's sat down there. It looks like something that's come out of a Russian space experiment, but it looks cool. I love it, and it works. I've still got to connect the hose to it, but I'm just going to do a little test now. Here it goes. Is it going to work and not blow up? Thanks, Darren. I really, really appreciate it. You've saved me having to buy a new compressor for what was a very, very simple process for you. Thank you so much for your kindness of going with, pick it up, take it to work, take time out of your day to do it, and then bring it back. Really appreciate you, pal. And it's been too long. It was really nice to see you, and you're looking really well. Anyway, cheers to that. What have you guys been working on? Please, let's change the tone of the conversation now. I'm fine. It was an accident. These things happen. Everyone is safe. What are you guys painting this evening? That's what the show's all about. We are a painting club. Let's get on with some paintings. We're half an hour in from the start of the schedule anyway. Blah 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 blah. Glad you're okay. Yes, I am. Anytime, mate, says Darren. Thanks, mate. I really appreciate it. Cool. Right. So, what have I been working on last couple of weeks? So, last week I was painting up well, not this guy, but his brother, because he's got a finished base, although I think it's a little bit lacking. But his brother didn't have one, and I put up loads of different textures and things on his base. They go hand in hand with this guy. These guys are robots, and they get programmed by this guy. He is a data smith, and he looks really cool. I really like his base. His base came out really well. Is it going to autofocus? Yes, it will. Lush. The reason I like his base is because it's very, very minimal. The colours work very well together in the right way. So the dusty bits look like they're supposed to be. They're in the right place, as far as my brain interprets that. And you know, the base has been trimmed up very neatly, very nicely. That's not black. That is a very, 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 very dark grey. Corvus black for those of you that are interested. Basically, he programs them, walks around with them, and then like adapts them each turn that you're using them, and they fight really hard. This guy's got a machine gun, Daka Daka. This guy over here has got a big flamethrower. But he had an unfinished base. So what I was trying to do last week is like play around with different textures. I sprinkle some of the sand bits over here, put a load of like dirt texture paint down, put some cork rocks in there as well, and I also put the texture paint down for the cracked earth. Now I dried that with a hairdryer, and I know that you're not really supposed to do that, and then I did it, and it hasn't come out the best it's ever looked before. So rather than just waste all my time doing it, now I think I'm just going to paint over it and see what happens. Because if I was just to let it air dry, it'd probably take all evening. So I'm going to paint it tonight. That's essentially what I'm doing here. I also did my Iron Strider, which the cracks on this one came out much better. So yay. I also put a proper slate stone that I stole from my neighbour's garden. Sorry, Adrian. And I put a little bit of putty. What do we call it? Magic Sculpt. Hardener and resin. I've had bad experience with this in the past when I was making barrels for the guns of my Tyranids, but I think I just didn't put enough hardener in it, so it was always soft in the future. Took them off in the end. So I made sure that a little bit more hardener went into it this time, and it's worked brilliantly. What I've done is when I glued this stone down to the base, is I just kind of put a big blob of the putty up behind it to make it look like it's stuck in the ground, and it's worked a treat. I would like to have like a sort of a more topographical rolling sort of landscape, nothing like, don't want like hills and dales where they come up to here, but I would like to actually have more undulations that are quite noticeable sort of here. But for a first go, that's pretty good. I like that, and it just needs more painting today. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do. There's a part of me that wants to try and recolour this one. I'm just going to leave it. It's okay to have what I consider in my head as substandard elements of my army. It's about learning, isn't it? It's a learning curve. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do. And now that my airbrush is working, I can probably spray. So that's what I'm going to do. Table of Horrors says Dawnbreaker cohort this week. What is a Dawnbreaker cohort, please, Table of Horrors? I would love to know. Kez says I am painting some more buildings, and Darren says I'm going to try and get on whitewashing my German 20mm flak. Now, Darren's a really, really good model maker and an excellent painter, and if I don't see photos of that, Darren, I'm going to be very disappointed. Head on over to Facebook. You know what to do. Danny's going to get drunk tonight if he keeps on drinking that mess. Right, okay, so I've got my little painting sheet over here. I've got my hull red. So I bought this thinking it was going to be good for not German, but just like World War II tank primer. It is not the right colour as far as my mind's eye wants it to be, but it is really good for base coating my Martian stuff. So, I'm just going to move my lovely donated hairdryer there. I'm going to connect it my air hose to my compressor. A little screw thread. Here we go. Here's the music while you wait. There we are. Lovely. Did I clean up my airbrush? Yeah, I did. That's a couple of weeks ago, isn't it? It has seized a little bit, probably because I haven't cleaned it out properly. But what I need to do here is just take off the nozzle. All it is probably a tiny bit of residue stuck on the inside of the O-ring in here. And what I need to do is just break whatever that is by putting the unscrewing the clamp on the needle and just pushing it through without the nozzle on the top, and it will just, oh, there it is. It's a new needle, and it is quite a tight needle. It's looking okay in there. There's a little bit of gunk actually coming out of the nozzle in there, so let's just get rid of that. Yeah, it's just a bit of resin from the varnishes that I use. Just a small amount, that's okay. Just get a little bit of neat cleaner in there, and I'm just going to run the needle backwards through it, and it should just dislodge whatever is dried in there. You can actually see it on the side of the needle there. It happens. There it is. Gross. Just to be on the safe side, I'm just going to put a little bit on the needle itself. Not the longest cleaning job, is it? Now, because we ran over today, I will be running over in the end, so that you still get your 2 hours of hobby fix with my company, if that is something that is valuable to you. Of course, if it's not, or you've just got other things to do, then you can just log off at any time. But I'll be running on to at least 9:15 today to make up for the lost time. I do apologise about that. It is a live show, and that is one of the exciting bugs that occurs on a live performance. Sometimes it just doesn't go right. I remember back in the early days, I would have got really stressed about that, but I just went downstairs and waited for everything to boot up, got myself a drink, came back up, was rather chilled out about it. I do pride myself on being a very calm individual, as my recent car crash would indicate, I suppose. Just screwing this airbrush together. There we go, it's all fitting in nicely. Working straight away. Thank you, Darren. Just a couple of drops of raw cleaner in the top just to help loosen it all up. Stafford says, surprisingly, I'm building some more 15mm tanks. Surprisingly. Thanks, Grant. Overlord sells some wonderful ranges. 15mm singles, packets, starter sets, for bolt action, for Flames of War, for Acting Panzer. Go check out Overlord, link just down there. Beautiful. Right, let's just see what pressure we get set to, so I don't know where it's set at the moment. Try and stop it at 20. That should be fine. Right, going to give this paint a good old shake, and all I'm going to do is just spray this whole ground. I'm going to try and be very careful with my model, of course. And just spray it all hull red, which comes out as a very nice sort of reddish brown. That is the first time for months that I've heard the compressor stop under its own accord. There we go. Loads of paint in the hopper just there. Just going to take my time and just start spraying it all up. Here we go. I'm going to start with the robot, just because I think it's got a bigger open space there where I can just have a little practice. Here we go. Blow off any loose sand that's on there. What is actually quite difficult is that the microphone on this headset is not as sensitive as the old one, so maybe there's a setting that I need to tweak with perhaps. But normally I could hear very clearly the airbrush through this microphone, and I can't hear it so well, and it's the audio feedback that I need to know how much pressure is going through the airbrush. So I'm having to go just by visual and just by feel, and that's uncomfortable. Now I think where I've put the different types of texture paint, one's actually much lighter than the other, so that it shows up lighter when I put this paint colour over the top. I think a lesson learning from here is that I should make them go all the same colour, like a darker brown, and then go over it with this one to kind of give the hues that I want. Or the other way, make it lighter, but I think dark is fine. But I really like those warm browns that are coming through, because the whole model is a warm colour, and the accents are like on this little thing up here. They're the cool colour temperatures, right? And it doesn't matter about getting the size done, because actually that's going to provide a little bit of grip for the rim colour that goes on later. The rocks are going to be painted grey, so I'm just getting a bit of colour on them now, just to change them away from that corky colour. And there's some little intricate bits around in and around the feet down there. So what I'll do to sort those out is I'll probably just apply it by brush, just to save any sort of odd positions when spraying and any potential overspray. Cool. Getting a bit of shadow today. I actually have elevated the light recently, and that is creating a lot of shadow here that I don't like. Maybe if I did this. That's helped a little bit, hasn't it? Yeah. Hopefully you guys can see okay. Let me know if there's too much shadow and it's bothering you. I think I just need to move the light a little bit closer. Did actually get some of that on his foot, so I'm just going to be nice and quick with a little bit of cleaner. I'm just going to pop a little bit on the side of the palette there, that I could just come in with a brush and just wipe that away. Now it is really thin and still really wet, so it shouldn't take an awful lot of effort to remove that colour away. Lovely. I don't mind getting a little bit on his feet because it looks like weathering, but that was quite a bit. Looked like he'd be walking through mud, and there is no mud on this planet. Whatever planet that is, I've decided. Just wanted it to be a dusty, arid planet. So I think I just need a little bit more of some of those lighter patches down there. Actually, I'm not so fussed about the dark brown now. It's actually showing a little bit of variation, tonal variation, to be fair, as this colour has covered it well enough for me to be happy. And texture variety, there's loads of texture variety on there, and I'm really happy about that. I wish I put a bit more stones and whatever, sand and things on this one, but this is okay. I quite like it. Wonderful. Right, okay, let's put that one over there. Come back to this one, and let's start on this one here. So this lighter patch is probably gonna show through my brown. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in and hit that first, so that it can take some time and dry, and then I can come back over it in a bit. Now, I'm not fussed if I get this brown on the rock, even though it's a nice colour. I'd like to paint it properly in a bit. So we're painting it now again, just like the base rim. Means I'll be able to, the paint will adhere to it better. Excellent. I actually also really like the colour of the Sterling mud, which is the texture paint underneath, so perhaps once I've done these couple I can start practicing with variations between this colour that I'm spraying on and the Sterling mud colour itself. I think I'm too used to painting a colour in an area, so I go, the base needs to be this colour, but actually dirt's probably like 63 different colours, 4027. It's never going to be just one, is it? It's always about subtle variations and colour temperatures and... Now, as you could probably imagine, there's a load of brown all over his feet. Going to go in and sort that out again, just like I did a minute ago. Okay. Well, let's just come back in, give these guys a bit of air. Ace. Darren says, my beer's poured, paints are out. What could... Oh, my beer's poured, paints are out. What could possibly go wrong? Well, we know Stafford, so everything can go wrong here. Okay, gonna pop that one there for a second. Gonna remove the white because it bleaches everything out on the screen, and I'll be drinking the paint water. It's always drinking the paint water. Yep, theory paint. Right, what was I going to do? Yes. The Easy 8 Dry-O-Matic. My microphone button has stopped working with the audio issues going on today, so I won't kill the audio there. Do you know what? Today, you can just have it. You can have the audio of the Easy 8 Dry-O-Matic going. I don't care. Yeah, there you go. How do you like that? There's that one done. Let's get this one on. Can hear that through the headphones fine. Oh, that isn't too bad actually. Okay, do you know what? In the future, I won't do it. That needs more vodka. Okay, it does not. Now I'm wondering, Do I need to put a stain on it? Do I need to wash it with something? And when I say stain it, like, do I need to use Agrax or something like that? Do we feel that it needs a wash? Because I don't think so. These ones here haven't had washes. By the time that the powders go on them, there's nothing really there to see in terms of what the stain's going to do. You know what I mean? So, yeah, maybe I won't do that. What I do need to do is paint the rocks on them, because they're going to be grey, and the way that they look like that they're covered by dirt and dust is by applying the dirt and dust over the top of them. So, here we go. Now, I don't really know the successful way to paint these rocks yet. I've looked at a lot of pictures, material. Always use Agrax. Yeah, fair. Fair. I've been looking at some pictures of research pictures for pictures of Mars as a basis. The only colour it really changes is the fact that I'm not doing red, I'm going orange. So I want those slate greys to be showing through the Martian ground, the soil and the dirt and dust. So I want there to be a contrast between grey and orange, as you will see on Mars, grey and red. But what grey? If I go too light, is it too much? If I go too dark, because a lot of the greys on Mars are actually very, very dark. But it often looks like I haven't done a good enough job dry brushing them. So maybe some contrast. Maybe if I went like quite dark grey and then did some really light grey dry brushes. There's only one way to do it, isn't it? And that's actually have a go. So Eshin grey, I think, might be a good way to start. So yeah, let's do it. Let's just stop fannying around. That should become my next motto. Easy 8 online painting club. Stop fannying around. I still won't get anything done. I'm just shaking my paints. Here we go. Oh, that's better. Look at that, lush. Let's get my 0 or a 1. Do you know what? Crazy times. I'll go with my 1. Who cares? I didn't wash my paint water out from the end of the last show, so it's probably still filled with a panoply. Try to use a new word, didn't know how to use it, came out wrong. A plethora of different substrates at the bottom of this jar, because last time I was using a lot of technical paints and sands and things, so there's probably all sorts of grossness at the bottom of that jar. Okay, loads of paint in the palette. Let's get some water from the dirty cesspool that this is. Always change your paint water, guys. Motivate with Easy 8. Stop fannying around. I like that though. That is very good. My motto actually is, get some colour on your grey, but I always forget to say it because I'm a professional. I'm sorry for being so rubbish. I really am. Right, here we go. So let's start on this guy here. Let's get these back rocks. Back rocks? Rocks at his back. Does that make it a back rock? Shut up, Danny. Don't even know what you're talking about, do you? Fake it till you make it. Now I think this might be too dark to start with, because what I'd like to do is stain it down with a bit of black, so a little bit of null oil. If I put that over top of very dark grey, it's going to go even darker. And I'm not painting it all the way down, because actually on the side here it looks like the dirt has risen up beside it. I wonder if you can see that. See what I mean? Looks kind of cool, right? If anybody feels like having a go at doing this style, so like, slate grey rocks coming out of a Martian landscape, I'd love to see what your work was like, or any kind of landscaping actually. If you've been doing any sort of landscaping on your bases or dioramas or whatever, I would love to see it. Some difficult to reach bits in there, just trying to make sure that I take the time to get in underneath all those little undercrofts. Paint it properly. I know it's only a tiny little rock, but it deserves as much attention as anything else. Lovely, lovely. And all I'm really trying to do is just create lots of variations to make it look natural, but also tell a story and just give it something exciting to have for the eye. We've got the really exciting thing, which of course is the model, and it is really exciting. I do like these Martian robots, but I want there to be some sort of exciting things that tell the story around it as well. I don't like a blank canvas. I don't like it just sitting there doing nothing. It shouldn't steal the show. So you shouldn't have like this wonderful, you know, Greek-style statue of the gods of this particular backwater planet or whatever. And then this tiny little model goes, yeah, I'm here. It should very much be the other way. The model itself, the character, should steal the show. But it should be in a setting. You know? You know. Now I think these will show up quite nice when I put the oranges on. The pigment powders. Which I'm getting better at using, but I'm still not... I still can't make it look as simple and as natural as a lot of the pros do out there on YouTube. And that's why I say this isn't a tutorial, and you should definitely go and check those people out. There are loads of pros out there. I think these are going to require a second coat, and that is fine. Means I'm not going over the top right now. You can stay over there, sir. Let's do the big stone on this bad boy. Some other comments going in. Staff says you should waz it. I would waz it if I had a Wazomatic. Put some colour on your grey. Isn't that just for men? Yeah, alright. And the conversation's done full circle, I suppose. Maybe he was born with it. Maybe it's Maybelline. Oh, is that advertising? I wonder if I sing the jingle when this video gets processed by YouTube, does it get blanked out? That's an opportunity to come back and watch this later on. Maybe she's born with it. Maybe it's Maybelline. Do. I'm loving it. I'm gonna get myself banned. It's been a blinder of a week, and I'm gonna do it. All right. Sweet Caroline. All together now. This is my rebellious side, clearly. It's actually looking quite good at this size, so the rocks are easier to see the colour on when they're quite big. I suppose it kind of makes sense when you say it out loud. Just got a little alert on my watch saying that my bills are due tomorrow. That's a great way to end the month, isn't it? At least I'm here with you guys. Sweet carrot and lime. Loving this washable white. I've got a washable white here, and I've never used it. By Mig Ammo. Washable white, made for doing winter whitewash. And yeah, not tried it. Is it the same as yours? Because I think you got the AK version. They're almost identical brands, really. Very, very high quality stuff. Great stuff about both, I hear. Nothing bad. So yeah, would love to see what it looks like. Perhaps one day I'll get around to using it and do it on the show. That would be cool. Actually quite fun just having an evening painting rocks. What did you do with your night, Danny? I painted some mud. See what? Living life to the max. Looking pretty cool. I like it. I could have blended it way into the ground a bit more, really, but afterthoughts, right? Oh, you're using MIG as well, says Darren. Cool. Yeah, would love to see your outcome. So take some photos of it, or it never happened. You know the deal. Lush. Love it. Okay, I'm going to come back to the first one again. Close for intermission time. There we go. I don't think this one needs another coat. I think that's looking pretty good. I am going to add a little bit of Nuln oil to them. I'll dry it with a hairdryer and then I'll brush it back the same colour, and that should just allow that Nuln oil to get into all the recesses and just stop it from darkening it off too much, stop it from filtering the colour too much. So, back in with the Easy 8 Dry-O-Matic. Just for men. No. Stop it. Done. Done. Stafford says, sorry sir, you started late. Intermission at 20 past, or I want my money back. Oh yeah, I'm not gonna go for a break right now. Okay, I'm gonna sit here and do the Nuln first. It's okay. Relax. Good lordy. Cool. Back in with the same brush, why not? I think that I'm gonna do the little ones first because, yeah, why not? Yep, I've got the feeling this was the right move. There's actually a little bit underneath that back rock there that needs to be painted. You can see it. Can you see that? It is right there. Ah, Christoulis has joined us. Admech hair. Admech hair? I mean cable drying. Yeah, man. Nice to see you again, Christoulis. How are you doing? It's been a couple of weeks, right? Or has it been? Did you come in with an alternative login? Spying on Easy 8. That sounds so cool. I hope you're well. Go back to the beginning of the show to work out the tragic stories that have happened this week. I'm going to sit here and talk about it all night and turn it into a pity story. But if you want to find out the drama that I've experienced this week, go back to the beginning of the show. Do it later though. Enjoy it for now. Once I knew the weakness of my flesh, I styled it. Yeah, Nuln oil was the right move here. Now, I used to absolutely hate Nuln oil. It never did what I wanted it to. It always went in the opposite places, never behaved in a way that I could anticipate or even use. And I ended up finding alternative products and styles and whatever to kind of get the effects that I always wanted with Nuln oil. It took me on a big wild goose chase. And had lots of fun, but they've since remade the recipe, reinvented Nuln oil, and it's just so much better. That's a really nice colour, and I'll sort of dry brush that out very lightly, bring those big flat open surfaces back to that original grey, so now we've got that dark grey stone with some shadow. Sick. Good, I hope you and chat are all doing well. How's the hobby, ladies and gents? Well, I, for one, am fine. After the emotional ordeals of this week, and I'm on the grown-up juice very early. I don't have an unhealthy relationship with alcohol. I just like it. It's just a nice way to end a stressful week. You know, that's why we're drinking it. So, do I put Agrax on? Do I put Agrax on here? Do I waste my time and do it? Because it will need to be dried with a hairdryer. Do I do it? Because the Agrax, different from the Nuln, because you're going to see the rocks, but the Agrax is going to be lost under all of this. Do I do it? Do I experiment and compare the two? I think I've answered my own question. Okay, cool, right. Okay. Agrax it is. I'm going to use a bigger brush. Just like Jaws. Got my big tank brush here. Darren says, very good, thanks Christoulis. I finally got back on the brushes. Yay, yes. It's nice to have the family back again, you know. Now I think that's too much Agrax, so I'm going to try and just thin that out a little bit. Adding a little bit of water in there. Yep, okay, so what I'm going to do, add some Agrax in the palette and then do 30% water maybe. Don't know why I'm carrying it across the worktop. I could just move the pot closer, right? What in Egypt? Cat hair, because what would the show be without one of those? Getting some Facebook notifications there saying I've had 10 more notifications on such and such a post. And I just want to say that I value this community so much that I seldom post on my own private, personal social media anymore, and it's most of my interactions online are now with you guys through this community. That's how much this community means to me. So thanks for being real. Thanks for being cool, and nice to share your community with your people in it. Rather than just a faceless mass. So thanks for being cool, guys. Told you I was feeling emotional. I am very sad about my car. It was my friend. I said goodbye to it. What I'm starting to get here is some colour leaching. I'm getting the colour underneath coming through into that Agrax, so I don't think we're dry on the base yet, which is bothering me. So I'm just going to go in with some neat Agrax, just splodge that in here and there. Oh, I know what's happening. I think I'm doing it into a yes. I'm putting this into a pot where I've had some pigment powder in there and it's reanimated it and it's changed the colour. So okay, let's clean that up. Interesting. Funny, isn't it, when those things happen? No dramas, no stress. Still going to keep the pot over there. Don't know why I'm doing that. That has potentially changed the colour of the whole base, but that's fun. That's fine. I'm not too fussed about, missing some bits and pieces here. Like I said, the powders, the pigment powders, are going to cover a lot of it anyway. So, yeah, have fun with it, right? Getting pretty close to that break time, aren't we, guys? So if you are looking forward to having a quick break, we'll take one in just a moment. Do you know what? Let's go to the little preparing for a break screen. And what I'll do during the intermission is I'll let these bases dry naturally for a little bit. Excuse me. And then I'll come back in and just hopefully finish them off with the hairdryer. Sorry, the Drymatic. Stop calling it what it actually is. Call it the fun thing. Yeah, cool. Looks all right. Never, don't do it. Don't do what? I don't know what. I've lost all context. Don't do the Agrax. Oh no. I'm sorry. Just don't mix up your cups when rinsing Nuln oil and grown-up juice. Gross. I am so looking forward to the cat invasion, says Stafford. Dude, you've got to get me them subscribers. How many subscribers have I got here? Let's have a little look. Lots of comments on Facebook. That's lovely, isn't it? Let's come out of here. I've got 191 subscribers. So yeah, the number fluctuates. It happens up and down, up and down. Yeah, don't do the airbrush. Never don't do it. Okay, cool. So yeah, the reason I was suggesting not doing it, and I do like ag racks, was the exact reason I was talking about on these bases here. Like the powder paints have got in that powder paints. What am I, 6? The pigments have got into all the areas and have covered the base quite extensively. Is it even worth doing it? But do you know what? I listen to my audience, and I have done it. I have done this. So yeah, there you go. And I'm all out of grown-up juice, so this is a good time to go and get another one. If you need a quick break, now is the time to go and do it. If you want to go stretch your legs, refocus your eyes, definitely go and change your paint water. Look at it. That's gross. That was a fake sick. Yeah, I'm going to be back in 10 minutes, so see you in a minute. Bye-bye! Can you hear me now? You are coming through on my second headset. My microphone headset. It might be also really loud, so I'm just going to turn that volume down. Give you a change of gain, because there's no filter set on this microphone. So yeah, that's a shame. Going into intermission has caused the catastrophic microphone failure once again. Can you hear me loud and clear? Testing, testing. 1, 2, 3. See, Christula says yes, but he might just be going yes. We're not able to hear him. Good. I don't want to hear his dulcet tones anymore. Do I have dulcet tones? Are my tones dulcet? I don't know. Just going to give it a few seconds because there is a delay. Loud and clear now, bud. Excellent. Audio is good. Thank you very much. I'm really sorry about that. I don't know what's going on tonight. There is clearly some sort of sound issue in an update. So just before I went live, just when I was having my dinner earlier on, there was an update to Streamlabs, the people who do my broadcasting, the software that I use, and there was an update, and sometimes their updates just mess everything up. So yeah, not coming through on this one anymore. Great, so you're on this one. Does it sound good? Does it sound bad? Does it sound tinny? Does it sound cheap? Does it sound gamery? Because I want it to sound good. You know, it should have some bassy tones. Hearing you on FM, don't know why you're doing that. Don't know why you're hearing me on FM, but yeah, cool. I'm not going to say that, Stefan, but okay, thanks very much. Darren says that to Christulis that he's painting a 1/35th German quad 20mm anti-aircraft gun. I've seen it and it looks awesome. Anyway, just as I was coming out of the intermission, I was pouring another drink on the microphone to make it sound fun, like, oh, I'm having another drink, but you never would have heard that. So yeah, soz. A bit grainy, but not bad. Cool. It's always good having a backup, isn't it? I'm so sorry about the audio. What can you do? Anyway, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to sit here and I'm going to hair dry. I'm going to put on the Easy 8 Dry-O-Matic just to try and dry these little washes down. They're about halfway dried, but they're very watery, and I need some powders to go on top of them for my pigments. So that's what I'm gonna do. But before then, of course, if you are new here and you don't know what we're all about, we're an online painting club. You can come along and paint your stuff live while I paint my stuff for the next hour, and make some friends with these guys over here. If that's where they appear on your screen, I've realised that they can appear anywhere depending on how their layout is set out. So it was a Red Dwarf reference. Okay, sorry, it's been a long time. I have watched it, but it's not been a while. It's been a while. So yeah, tune in, bring your models, get some colour on your grey. There, I said it. I actually said it in the show. That was my motto. It's what I should be saying. Never have I ever said it. Get some colour on your grey. That's what this show is all about. So you can bring your stuff along and just paint live, knowing that there are other people struggling to get through their big piles of grey shame, because we've all got them. I did see that an artist who I follow on Facebook, it says that it doesn't call them piles of shame, she calls it piles of opportunity. Yeah, you're right, it is a pile of opportunity, but I'm ashamed at the amount of opportunity that sits around me, so I'm going to keep it as a pile of shame, and this should be the incentive to go and make it an opportunity. I'm sticking with it. It's been my motto ever since. So yeah, anyway, look, if you like what we do here, please do subscribe. Every subscriber makes the community grow just a little bit and a little bit and a little bit every time, and we're up to a really big number at the moment. And if you get me to 200 subscribers, I'll let my cats in. Don't wanna, but I will, and I'll sort out some merch, because people are starting to ask for that now. I'm starting to lean into the microphone, but I don't need to do that. I can be over here. So yeah, please subscribe. It would really make my day. It's been a stressful week as well. Give me at least one more. I'd love that. That'd be great. Thanks. Cool. Stop being a sensationalist, Danny, and go back to the workbench. Here we go. So Christulis says, Darren, very nice. I'm between projects right now, so I need to pick a direction and get started over here. Okay, cool. If you've got like lots of different things that you want to do, but you don't know which one to do, put it to a poll. Let the community decide. That's what I like to do. What do you want to see me do next? And they go like, do this, and then I go and do this thing, and then sometimes I don't anyway, because I'm a pain in the backside. Darren says, it's not you, Dan, it's me. The internet breaks when I'm on it. Okay, if you could just leave, that'd be... No, please don't stick around. Have some friends, it's all good.
Mine is German grey, but that is okay still. Okay, cool. Good for you. A good motto. I like it. It's cool, isn't it? I think Shiv from Table of Horrors said earlier on, motivate with Easy 8. Love it. It's great. Don't do it with the cats. You know what happened to my 88. Yeah, I know. I'll let you tell the story. And my cats eat models. It's what they do. And I said that once, and people went, "No, I've got to see that. I want to see them." So yeah, I'm going to bring my cats in. Don't want to, but I will. Yeah, I will. Tragedy. My super to glue has set hard. I don't know why I said super to glue, but I shall call it that from now on. No more magnets for me. Ah, pow. Get yourself on Amazon. It will come the next day, right? If you have Amazon Prime, of course. I use the Green Stuff World Instant Glue. I like Green Stuff World stuff. I really like this, and I also got the activator to go with it, so that you would like put your two pieces together, and then you would spray the whole area, that not directly onto the glue, and it just kind of activates the outside edges, and then it kind of reacts in on a microscopic level, and it just makes it go instantly hard. And that stuff from Green Stuff World is going strong. It's lasted me ages. Good stuff. Like it. Get an activator. Get a good quality super glue. Don't buy the cheap stuff from the supermarket where it's like, oh, you can have like 11 packets of super glue for £1.49. Don't do it. It's cheap, it's nasty, and it's rubbish. And I was going to swear then, but we don't do that on the show. That's for the Easy 8 after party, which you can join later on. It's not here, it's only on the big screen. But yes, there's a link down there. Join me on Discord at the Easy 8 after party if you want to hear me swear like a off-duty sailor. I have a potty mouth. Right, hairdryer. Sorry, Easy 8 Drymatic. Normally I have it hooked on over here, but I've not done that today. Okay, cool. Here we go. Drying. I've also got some paint still in the airbrush, and that needs to come out right now. I was saving it, and I shouldn't save it anymore. Just need to get a bit of hot air on this wash, because I just won't be able to apply the pigments until it's done. But you're right. Matt, it is Matt Brethren, isn't it? If you don't want me to use your real name, then I won't. I will call you Brethren. What's up, Brethren? You're absolutely right that you should always apply Agrax, because it's starting to make it look really cool. Just takes a minute, doesn't it? Because there's a lot of water in there. That's pretty much it. I think it's just got a bit of a gloss on it because, well, their washes are glossy. Yeah, okay, cool. Darren says, not a motto, I meant my grey plastic is greyer. Oh, right, I see. Stop it. That's all I can say. I'm happy with Brethren just because it matches my name on YouTube. Okay, cool. Brev for short. No, I'm not going to do it. I'm sorry. It's just, that sounds awful. What's up, Brev? Make myself sound like a roadman. Welcome to Danny on Easy 8. Naughty boys. Proper chavs, man. Ooh, that is some hot air coming out of there. Yikes. Too hot. Okay, there we go. Proper naughty boys. If you haven't seen The Irishman, go and watch The Irishman. Was it The Irishman or was it The Gentleman? Set in London. I think it's The Gentleman now, isn't it? Guy Ritchie film. Naughty Boys. Brilliant film, loved it, very entertaining. Okay, cool. So I've got my rocks greyed and stained. So what I'm going to do now is give them a quick dry brush, back up with the same colour that I used earlier, which is Eschen grey. And I don't have a damper pad for my dry brushing, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to wet the bristles on my brush, because you should have some dampness in your dry brush. The term dry brushing is a misnomer. I've also, like, during the break, I actually went and did it. I changed my paint wash. There was a lot of filth at the bottom from all the texture paints last week. I just dab my now slightly damp brush off on here, and I've made a big damp patch. Now I get the paint that I want to use, and I put it on there sparingly. I don't go crazy with it, and then wipe it off into my palette. Make sure I've got a good spread on my brush. Wipe off most of it on the tissue, so I actually have a dry brush, and then I do the same in the wet bit there, and then again on the dry bit, and just keep working my way down. And that means that I just infuse the bristles with a bit of moisture, so I don't get grainy, chalky deposits from my dry brushing. Let's go to the big one here. It's The Gentleman, is it? Yeah, loved it. The Irishman was the American gangster movie, wasn't it? The one that was it a Scorsese flick, and it went on for like over 3 hours. It was supposed to be like an amazing film. I actually want to get around to watching it, but I haven't had the chance. Do you know a film that I've really tried to get on with was it Moon Rebel? Was that what it is? And there's a part 2 out already. I tried. It would normally be the sort of film that I would get right behind, but it's just such a 40k plagiarism, and I just really struggle with plagiarism. Like, if you were going to go that far, just make a movie about 40k, and I really struggled with it. And I haven't seen the second one. I actually fell asleep in the first one. Sorry to say. Like, it is good. It is everything that I want out of a movie. Just, if you're going to be just nearly 40k, you might as well just go and make 40k. It makes me very cross. Told you I was emotional. Watch The Creator. Oh yeah, actually that's in my watch list. That looks really cool. Yeah, good suggestion there, Darren. Have you? I assume you've seen it. This is going very well. Like that. Now I don't want to do like mid-tones like I do on my Tyranids. I don't want to go like for slightly lighter grey, slightly lighter grey, slightly lighter grey. I actually want to go to like a really light grey, just to really bring out the edges, and that then would remain pretty much the colour of this piece. That would look really cool. So what I'm going to do now is just get a bit more of this grey and do the same on those little ones that I've just done. Excellent film. Yeah, do you know, I've seen the trailers of it, and I try to avoid trailers because they give a lot away, don't they? And I just hate the films being ruined. Back in the 80s, you never had that problem. Like, it just had a guy telling you a little bit about a story, you go and watch it, and if it's like Reign of Fire, which I know was in the 80s, a totally different film. But still a very good film nonetheless. But yeah, trailers nowadays, they just give too much away. But The Creator came on as a trailer, and I was just hooked. I'm like, wow! Like, normally I watch a few seconds ago, like, that looks really cool. Yeah. Also, Atlas. I haven't seen it yet. It came up on my suggested films. It just looks a little phony. It doesn't. It looks like it could have been really good if they took it in the right vein. It just looks a little rushed. The special effects, they look a little bit crappy, frankly. But maybe it's really good. Maybe I need to give it a chance. So maybe on a rainy day, when I'm in by myself or something, because my partner doesn't like films like that, which is fair. Maybe I will sit down and go like, yep, do you know, I'm going to sit here and watch it now. every near Christmas period, it's been a little tradition of myself, which me and my old housemates who don't live here anymore used to do. We would watch a trilogy of films, and that came from watching Die Hard, because it's the quintessential Christmas movie, obviously. Don't care what you say. And we would then watch all 3 of them. And then we would just start watching trilogies, you know, and then we just got into not just trilogies, but a saga of films, and we tried to do it all in one day if we could, or over a period of days if we could. So this year, a bunch of me and my friends, or game of friends and some Easy 8 people or whatever, said, well, we all want to watch the new Matrix film, Matrix 4, so let's just do like a whole day, and just do a Matrix marathon from start to finish. And I knew that the Matrix 4 wasn't going to be as good as the first one, or even the rest of them, but my god, we were all depressed at the end of it. Do not mention the Matrix. It was... If it wasn't for the fact that I just sat through a whole day watching all 4 films, I'd have watched the first one straight away. Crazy, isn't it? So Stafford says, so I've discovered if you put your paintbrush in your Guinness, the colour does not change. Yeah, man. I can't see that being the case. Okay, let's find some nice colours. So I've got Dawnstone and I've got Administratum Grey. I think I'm going to go straight in for Administratum. Going to do it. This is a little bit Tyranidsy of me, but it is a bit Tyranidsy of me, isn't it? Do I want to do this? Be bold. Live hard. Do it. Brethren says, for my birthday this year, we watched the Lord of the Rings trilogy in one day. Did you do all of the special editions where they're like 3.5 to 4 hours long each? I think it's like 12 to 15 hours, isn't it, the whole thing there? Because that's what we were going to do. But some people didn't want to do that, and then we decided on the Matrix instead. Yes, this was the right colour to use. Okay, cool. Onto this last one here. The extended edition is the only edition. Correct answer. You can have yourself an easy 8 point. Didn't know those existed, did you? Stafford says mistakes were made. Lord of the Rings this year? Yeah, for sure. Now, the idea here isn't to go crazy with the highlights. It's just to make it stand out a bit more, just to bring those edges back out. So I've set the colour, obviously with the base colour. I've set a shadow with the null. Taken the null back a little bit because it will filter the first colour, and I don't really want it to do that. If it does it a little bit, that's cool. It adds into the variety of the, you know, the natural sort of colour that's on there. But this colour here just brightens it up a little bit and just brings up those edges. Don't want to go completely crazy with it. And that looks pretty cool, to be honest. Love it. Simple. Lush. Right, let's wash that out. It's that time, isn't it? It's that time to do that thing with the thing. Where's my drink? I need some booze. Did The Hobbit and Lord of the Rings whilst I was in hospital recently. It took me 3 days as I kept getting interrupted. What with, surgery and family visits and stuff. Yeah, how inconvenient. But yeah, I feel your pain. If you add on to The Hobbit, it adds a whole, extra day's worth of stuff on the top, doesn't it? The problem with The Hobbit was it just wasn't very good. Sorry, I know that's going to be controversial. Fan of the book, I'm afraid. And that was awful. Random Discovery says Stafford Panzer III turret on a Tiger 2 looks really cool. Photos or it never happened, please. Okay, here we are. Time to go crazy with some pigments. And actually just take my time because it's very easy to ruin it all. So, what I've got here, I've got 3 different pigments. I'm only going to use 2 because one of them is a black and it doesn't do what you think it's going to do, which is you think it's going to be almost like a null oil, I suppose, like a shade. It doesn't work that way. It ends up just kind of completely coating everything in black. So it's very good for soot. It's not very good for this, unless you want soot on the floor. So I've got 2 colours. I've got some burnt sienna, and then I've got a red oxide, or red ochre, sorry. And they are basically rust colours. One's darker, one's brighter. And I do like a base of this, and then I kind of come in with sparse amounts of this. The idea is to not go too far with this one, because I think that was what I did here. There we go. I'm just going to set my exposure rate because I think it's a little on the dark side here, and I wonder if I can get it to stay still. So let's play with exposure. Let's take off auto exposure, prepare your eyes. If I leave it there, I think that's better. I set this up last week as a memory thing, and I think that's better. While the white's in the background anyway. Cool, huh? Right, okay. Let's get a brush. Let's check the time. Oh, we've got about 20 minutes yet. If I use this brush, this might be good. Okay. I was going to shake the pigment then. You don't have to mix that up in the pot, it's fine. Just some powder in there. Love a pigment. Wish I could get better at using them. I'm just not that good. Does go everywhere, so put some paper down. Do yourself a favour. And just going to tap it in. Little, oh, maybe that's a bit too much. Okay, cool, whatever. A little bit there, a little bit here, a little bit in there. There we go, just like that, just like that. Tommy Cooper for you. Okay, I'm just going to try and pick some of that up. I'll just move it around and yeah, make it worse, right? Brush it out. It's kind of like airborne. Now if I get any moisture in there at all, it's going to change how it looks and behaves completely. Probably put too much in there, so less is more next time. So what I'm going to try and do now is just try and scrub it out basically. Just going wild with the brush. That's kind of worked, I like that. So I've probably covered up too much of all that colour that I spent all that time this evening doing. This is what I mean, I'm just not very good. That cracked earth thing has just completely disappeared, you can't even see that now. It clings to everything, so even if you only put like a little bit in there and you start moving it around, you won't get rid of it. You just will not. But it has made everything go nice and matte. Just a tiny amount in there. Ah, itchy eyes. A little bit around the bottoms of these rocks because it's quite important to make them look like they're blended in at this point. So I'm just going to just a tiny amount on the end of this brush and just dabbing it on the sides of these rocks. And then just brushing it over the top to make it look like they've been sat in the ground and the dust is blowing around or being disturbed even by the robot walking past. Yeah, that's cool. Like that. That's very good. Yeah, love that. And not being afraid, of course, to get a little bit on the robot itself as I'm kind of just feathering it around. It does get lost a little bit on this robot because the colours are very close to his armour colour. But that's fine. And the reason I don't want too much of this colour, I've just added loads back on there. Look. The reason I don't want too much of this colour on the base is because it blends in too much with the model itself, and I don't want that. Basically, is that Darren's leaving us now? Gotta go, guys. Happy modelling. See you later, Darren. Take care, pal. Nice to see you again. Thank you ever so much for your hard work on my compressor. I know you don't consider it hard work, but you've really changed it, so thank you very much. Darren says, I'm at the saturation point, nothing dry to hold on to. Yeah, it happens, man, don't it? Yeah, cool. Yeah, I think that is a good colour to have on there. A little bit less than this one, just a little bit. Could add a bit more into it, I suppose. But you can see the difference it's made here. Yeah, I might add a bit more in there because it was quite nice having a little bit of colour in the middle. Take some on, put some on, take some off. You know how it goes. Cool. Right. Going to put them to a side for a minute, and I come back to this one here because I might as well carry on using the same colour for a minute. Now I might even try on this one because it's a bigger base and I might have more luck doing it, actually adding water to it, because it will dry. I'll just end up with tide marks with the colour in it if I'm not careful. But I can move it around and try and hide that, even apply some dry over the top of it once it's kind of dried, and that would you know, maybe make it behave more in a different way that makes it look, I don't know, maybe it covers better, maybe I'll get some weird artifacting that we all go, ooh, that looks nice. But I'm trying to keep that brown colour showing through as well. I want it to, I don't want it to be a dominant colour, I want there to be orange as much as brown, but just trying to, I don't know, I'm just playing with it until I go, yeah, that looks, it's cool. I have an expectation in my head, but it's hard to achieve it because I don't know what that expectation is. I wonder if any of you have ever been in that situation. You go like, I think I know what I want, but I don't know. And it's frustrating. That rock looks really good if I wipe just a little bit of this colour over the top and just make sure it's heavier towards the back of the rock. So the bit that's exposed looks like it's been exposed for a long time. That looks sick. Naughty boys. How much money for the phone? A full bag. We don't all talk like that in England. But I wish we did. Okay. Some subtle tonal variations going on there. Enjoying it. Nice. Mixtures of brown and orange. Feathering it out from the middle. Just making it up as I go along. It seems to be working. Everywhere is this pigment now. Messy stuff. just going to get a tiny bit more over here. It's just a bit too untouched. There we go. That's looking really cool. I think the same over here as well. I think there's just a little, not enough there. That is cool. What it needs now is brighter colour. I've actually done a better job on that one than I have on that one, so I might have another go at that. What does everybody think of pigments? Has anyone ever used them? Do you have much luck with them? Do you like them? Do you like what I'm doing here? Does it look naff? Do tell me and be honest, because I'll only ever get better if people are honest with me. Cool. Let's put that one away. Time for the dark red ochre. Yeah, that's right. Child protective cap on it, that's not what I need. Some booze! Yum. Right. Make sure I've got none of that colour left in that brush, because I don't want to mix the two colours in their pots. Sparingly. Sparingly. Okay. Blew it all off. Need to agitate it a little bit before I can blow it away. Just needs a tiny bit at the back there. Compare it with the Datasmith, who I think's got the best base of them all. I think that's pretty close. I quite like it. It's very good. I'm happy with that. I'm actually going to leave that. Almost done. Cool. Onto this guy. I still need to get better at it. I think I need to practice, you know, with different dry and wet techniques. I think I quite like putting the brighter pigment underneath the rocks as a juxtaposition for shadow. So it makes it sound like I know what I'm talking about. I haven't got a clue. wonder if you're seeing all these clouds of colours kind of go up, because they're heading straight towards this camera right here. It's all about variation, isn't it? That's lots of different brown patches all showing through, and I think that makes it look really good. A little bit on the feet because it makes it look like he's been walking through some stuff. Not too much. I don't want to turn these things into like the super most weathered things in the world. There's no need for that. But that looks really good. Get a bit behind it as well. There we go. That looks great. I love it. Hope you guys can see that well. I know I keep probably moving in and out of shot and in and out of focus. I love it. Okay. Put those over there. Got a bit of mess to clean up now, right? That needs to go over here somewhere. Could probably do a fresh piece of paper. Because that other one's covered in pigment. Here we go, a fresh sheet. Lush. Because what I need to do now is paint the rims on them and then give it all a varnish. And then that will seal it all in place. Now I could use pigment fixer. I'm just going to see how it goes just using varnish because I think they both essentially do the same thing. So yeah, orange fingers now. Hopefully it doesn't come off on anything else. No, it's fixed to my skin. Lush. That's what I want, isn't it? Okay, cool. So quickly I think what I'll do is just get a cheapo brush like this one. Not necessarily that one, maybe this one. Excellent. Let's get some wet on it, and I'm just going to clean the edges of the rims up. So I think that, yeah, the only way of making sure I'm not going to mix that pigment in with paint. I don't want to varnish it, then paint it, then varnish it. It's literally just operation cleanup there, that's all that is. Same on this one here. Just removing or even setting any remaining pigment. Stafford says, pictures on Facebook. Thanks, Stafford. Would love to have a little look at those in a minute. If anyone is interested in seeing Stafford's pictures, or any pictures, including mine and the rest of the community, do head on over to Facebook. Links to all of our platforms are just downstairs in the description of this video. We're on Facebook, we're on Instagram, YouTube, obviously, and Discord, and you can join me at the end of every show, including tonight at the Easy 8 After Party. when you log into the Discord channel, you have to go to the rules page and just give it a little thumbs up emoji, just to let the bots know that you're not a bot, and therefore have read the rules. And and they're just the standard rules, like please don't say, rude words, and don't be a pain in the backside. What am I doing? I'm going to paint these rims, and then that's the last thing we're doing today, and that's very exciting because I think I'm going to finish 2 models at the same time on the show. In fact, I'm not going to go anywhere until I have finished 2 models on this show. That is so exciting. I don't know what to do with myself. I've lost all my menus. My menus are all going crazy. There we go. We're coming up to the last few minutes of the show. Thank you for sticking with me from the beginning on what has been a bit of a beleaguered episode. Is beleaguered the right word? I just said that. It just came out of me. Oh, loose mouth juice. That's what that is. Okay. That's Basilic Iron Grey. I don't want that. Where is my grey, not black? Where are you? Not that one. Yeah, I need to have a good old tidy up over here. Clearly, there it is. Corvus Black. Love this stuff. Give it a bit of a shake. Going to put it beside the palette this time because I'm a sensible person. I really am. I'm going to use my number 1. It seems to be working well for me all evening. Add a bit of moisture in there. Some big old dollops in the palette. A touch of water. Mix it down. A touch more. That's probably too much. Silky smooth and creamy, please. Lovely. Wash the brush out, even if it doesn't look like you've done a bad job with it. Always wash your brush out. Stops it from creeping up inside the bristles that you can't see, up into the ferrule, damaging your brush, which probably cost you, if it's anything like mine, at least 15 quid. For the one. So you owe your brushes a bit more. Okay, on to the first one, because it's a bit trickier to hold. It'd be nice to have a nicer finish. Going to move that out of the way because I know I'm going to knock that over. Here we go. I'm so excited that I'm so close to actually finishing models on the show. That's really exciting. I know I've got to actually spray them with some varnish yet, but oh, it's coming, man. It's coming. I'm genuinely smiling because these have been like a little project I've been wanting to get finished for a while, and I'm still not entirely happy with the way that the bases look, but I'll get better. And it's important to call it finished at a certain time. It can't always be unfinished, It's allowed to be substandard, and substandard doesn't always look bad. It's just not what you wanted originally or how you saw it being, and it's okay to not have something that is painted to this unacceptable level of perfection. Right, guys, I'm off. Good night, and thanks for the company. See you next week, says Stafford. See you later, Staff. Thank you so much for coming along. Thank you for being a general nice guy. Have a good weekend. See you soon. One tiny more brush stroke. Here we go. I lied, there was a difficult bit there at the back. It's such a silky smooth colour. It looks so nice, and it just finishes off that whole base. I love it. I'm going to do the other robot as well, just because it didn't come out very neat. So I'm going to do him as well. Here we go. It's the first robot that hasn't had a rim done yet. I'll be very careful how I say that. It's a nice job I'm doing on this. It's the watershed, I can say it. So close. Beautiful. That's 2 finished. And this one just needs a bit of neatening up, because I think I did some extra pigments and stuff after I'd done the base and just made it look a little untidy, a little messy. So I just haven't done a very good job of coating it by the looks of it there. Oh my gosh. Let's cover that over. I think that's been enough paint just to get all 3 models done perfectly. Oh. Silence in the court, please. I have just finished 3 models live on the show. 1, 2, and 3. I've done them all. Wonderful. And for some reason my music's reset itself right back to the original play track for the beginning of the show, but I quite like that. It sounds like it's been a thing. I have finished 3 models. I haven't finished 1 model live on the show for months, and there's 3 of them all done there. And I don't mind them. I think they look all right. They're very, very orangey when you consider like all the colours on the bases. That I do want to kind of work out a better way of, you know, making them look better. Clap, 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 clap. Thank you so much. Maybe I need to paint them orange and then do like brown dusts. Probably that's going to be rubbish, but you know, just I need to think a little outside the box, but I'll get better at it. What I need to do now is just give those a varnish. I consider them done. They are done, and I will be varnishing those. I need to clean the airbrush out a little bit because it's got some brown paint in there. Give these guys a spot varnish, clean the airbrush out again because I'm terrible for that, and then yeah, that's my evening. Let's come away from here. It is a silly place. It's not a silly place, it's a wonderful place, and I finished 3 models and I'm very, very happy with it. Thank you very much for your company this evening. Yeah, wow. Oh, it's nice, isn't it, when you get things done? I like it. Anyway, here we go. Cheers. So, this is a really strong drink. Wow. There we go. I hope you've had a good evening. I'm so sorry for all the technical problems. That clearly there's still something else that needs to be sorted out, and that hopefully those problems won't hang over into next week. But at least I was able to sort out some sort of solutions for them. So yeah, I have 2 friends who run AdMech. Yours look great. Thank you very much. I really, really appreciate that. Maybe you could share EasyGate with your friends and get them to come along to the Facebook page, see the pictures of these guys. I will take pictures of them later on, put them up online later, and get them to come along, maybe join in the show next week. I would really, really love that. It's only a model. Love it. Good movie reference. So yeah. I really like these guys. I think they come out really, really well. Smart. Super. How have your projects gone this evening? If you've been working on something this evening, tell me how it's gone. Take some pictures of it. Stick it up on Facebook as well. It's there for you. It's not just for me to kind of show off my stuff. It's there for everyone to show off all of their stuff. And I thought something was going a bit wrong with my curtain behind me. Today's just full of technical errors, isn't it? Yeah. What a great way to end a pretty piss-poor week. That's how I'm describing it. Anyway, yeah, I would love to see what it is that you've been working on. So do take photos if you're so inclined. Stick them up on Facebook. Like, follow, share, subscribe. Because the subscribers, you are the subscribers. You are the community, and the community grows when the subscriber count grows. And I'd love to have more of you coming along. We are just literally digits away from hitting 200, and apparently people seem to think that everything's going to change at 200. It won't, but the algorithm might. Who knows? All hail the algorithm. So don't forget, like this video right now. I can see how many likes are in there. There's a lot of likes in there. Thanks very much. And if you haven't done it now, up till now, do it now. I'm looking. No changes yet. Do it when you're ready, but if you could just like it, it's great, because the more people that like a video, that comment on a video, it all affects the algorithm. All hail the algorithm. And it just makes me feel happy that I'm doing something that you guys like, and that fills me with fuzzy stuff. Don't know where I'm going with it. Anyway, it's time to end this because I'm talking rubbish. Thank you very much for keeping me company. Thank you very much for checking in with me and making sure that I'm okay. I am okay, and I will be better. And I'm feeling better today, and I'm sure I'll get a new car. Sad days. Rest in peace, little buddy. I'll take a picture of it for you so you can see it online and see my old little shoebox on wheels. In the meantime, it's time to go. I'm going to head over to the Discord for the Easy After Party. You can come and join me over there while I clean up my airbrush, and we can have a chat if you want to. Have a great weekend, everyone, says Chris Doulis. You too, man. Take care of yourself. And until next week, stay safe. Be kind. Keep on painting, and I'll see you soon. Take care now. Bye-bye. I do mean it, like, honestly, stay safe, because you never know literally what's right around the very literal corner. Peace out.